How do we engage museum visitors with data inquiry? That's the question we have been trying to address at the Exploratorium for the last decade. Hello, my name is Joyce Ma, and I am a principal researcher at the Exploratorium, a museum of science, art, and human perception in San Francisco. The Exploratorium has a long history of supporting inquiry at our exhibits. That is, motivating and supporting visitors in asking and answering their own questions. We have mainly done so by giving visitors direct access to phenomena, whether it's racing differently weighted wheels, looking at the beating heart of a live chick embryo, or sussing out how much you trust your partner not to squirt water in your face. More recently, we've broadened our efforts to include data inquiry. That is, encouraging visitors to ask their own questions and to pursue their own questions with scientific data sets versus direct experience with phenomena. Our attempts have focused on developing interactive visualizations to promote these types of explorations at our museum. In building these visualizations, we knew we had to meet certain design constraints particular to museums. For example, the holding time at an exhibit can be very short. 2 minutes is considered a long time in the exhibit world. Also, people may not be that familiar with the phenomenon visualized, and less so with the data that capture that phenomenon. And there is quite a range of data literacy among our visitors. So how can we support data inquiry? As a proof of concept, we developed and evaluated an exhibit called Plankton Population. Plankton Population visualizes a slice of data from the MIT Darwin project, which studied phytoplankton distribution in the world's oceans. It was built with the hard work of a team of dedicated people and with generous funding from the National Science Foundation and the Moore Foundation. Plankton population lives on a large multi-touch table. There are a number of questions that visitors can pursue with this interactive visualization. They can ask what types of plankton live where by moving a ring to a location on a map. They can ask how plankton differs from place to place and from season to season. They can also ask how plankton type and environmental conditions are related. So do visitors ask questions of the data? To answer this question, we recorded the think alouds of 56 pairs of visitors and coded their talk for questions, noting which questions were questions suggested in the label and which came from the visitors themselves, and which questions they answered and which questions they did not. Our preliminary analysis found that most visitors actually did ask their own question of the data, as shown in green. And most visitors pursued the questions they asked, as shown in the bright green. We also went ahead and categorized people's questions into broad classes. What's there? What's different? How are they related? And why is that? Even though these are preliminary findings, there are already some interesting questions that are coming up. For example, why isn't everyone asking a what's there question? After all, they're looking at a really big map. Why are some questions simply not pursued at all? And what's happening to the visitors who ask absolutely no questions? Do you have a question about this work or comments? We'd like to hear from you. Please find me at the conference or send me an email. I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.